global wars, the price you pay for gas, even which countries become superpowers. It's not politics and it's not economics. Nope, it's geography. And today, we're going to break down exactly how the world map dictates, well, just about everything. Let's dive in. I mean, think about it for a second. Are the world's conflicts just random, or are they happening for reasons that are literally written on the map? And what about the cost of energy? Is it really just supply and demand? Or is it all about where that supply is physically located? What gives a nation the right to rise to the top? Is it just dumb luck, or is their destiny practically baked into their location? You're about to see how the answers to all of these questions aren't just connected, they're all rooted in the very same thing. Right, so let's be super clear. We're not talking about those old dusty maps you had in school. Real geography isn't about memorizing capitals. Think of it more like the planet's operating system, quietly running everything in the background. So here's the key takeaway. World geography is really the study of two things: placement and power. It's all about how the simple fact of where things are, countries, oil fields, shipping lanes, determines who wins and who loses on the world stage. And that's exactly why this matters so much. This is not just some academic exercise. Geography is the real reason why some nations are just blessed with wealth, while others struggle, why you see conflicts flare up in the same places over and over again, and, why superpowers even exist in the first place. Okay, to really get this, let's go on a super fast world tour. We're going to see how geography has literally shaped the destiny of every single continent.
First up, Asia. I mean, its sheer size is just staggering, home to more than half of all the people on Earth. This huge amount of human capital has geographically positioned it as the undeniable center of gravity for manufacturing, tech, and, well, the future of the economy.
Next, let's talk about Africa. Its geography is a story of incredible potential. It is just blessed with immense natural wealth. We're talking gold, diamonds, oil. Now, getting to those resources makes it a critical hub for future growth, but it also makes it a stage for some pretty intense competition. Then you've got North America, which is obviously dominated by the United States. Its geography is its secret weapon, protected by two giant oceans. That's what allowed it to develop into the world's biggest military and economic superpower, kind of undisturbed. South America's geography gives it two major aces up its sleeve. First, it's an agricultural powerhouse that helps feed the entire world. And second, it's home to the Amazon rainforest, which is basically the lungs of the planet. Now, Europe might look a bit smaller, but its geography gave it a massive head start. It has this dense network of rivers that are easy to navigate and a central location that made it a historic hub for trade, technology, and political clout for centuries. Heading down under, Australia's geography gives it this cool dual identity. On one hand, it's a massive, resource-rich continent. On the other, it's a strategically vital island that acts as a pivot point between the Pacific and Indian Oceans. And last but not least, Antarctica. It might be remote and frozen, but its unique geography makes it a crucial natural laboratory for understanding our climate and a global center for scientific cooperation. Okay, so we've done the flyby of the continents. Now let's zoom in a little bit. Let's look at the specific spots on the map where the global game of power is played out every single day. These are the places you're always hearing about in the news. What's so cool about this is how it connects directly to the headlines you read. Why is the Middle East always in the news? Oil. East Asia? It's the world's factory. Europe and North America? They run the show with NATO and huge economies. And South Asia, with its massive population and nuclear weapons, is a region you just can't ignore. Geography put all these pieces on the board. But hold on. Power isn't just about land. If you really want to understand the modern world, you have to understand the oceans. They are the true highways of our global economy. They're the arteries that keep everything moving. And here it is. Here's the number that proves it all. A whopping 95% of all world trade travels by sea. I mean, think about that. Almost everything you own, your phone, your clothes, the parts in your car, it probably got to you on a giant ship. And each ocean has its own special job, right? The Pacific and Atlantic, they're the great connectors, linking the Americas with Asia and Europe. The Indian Ocean? That's the non-negotiable highway for oil. And the Arctic? Well, as the ice melts up there, it's becoming the next great frontier for resources and brand new, faster trade routes. Okay, and this brings us to the most important part of this whole thing. If the oceans are the highways, then there are these few tiny spots on the map that act like the only bridge for miles. Or maybe a better way to think of them is like kill switches. These are the world's economic choke points. Just look at these four spots. The Strait of Hormuz is basically the world's oil pipeline. The Suez and Panama canals are these incredible shortcuts that save ships thousands of miles. And the Strait of Malacca? That's the main gateway for almost all trade in Asia. If you control one of these, you've basically got your hand on the throat of the entire global economy. And that right there is the key. A problem in one of these narrow little passages doesn't just cause a traffic jam. It sends shockwaves through the entire global financial system. It just goes to show you, the global economy is way more fragile than we think. So let's bring it all home. At the end of the day, geography equals power, because it determines who controls everything that really matters. Where you can put your military bases, who has access to natural resources, who dominates the trade routes, and ultimately, who gets to grow their economy and build powerful alliances. So, the next time you look at a map, I want you to see more than just countries and oceans. I want you to see it for what it is, a grand chessboard of power, resources, and strategy. And then ask yourself, which one of these maps, the map of resources, the map of trade, or the map of these critical choke points, is going to define our future?